There's something special about a record that feels untouchable. Not just hard to break, but genuinely, realistically impossible. The kind of record where you look at the number and think, nobody is ever doing that again. Chicago sports history is full of them. Today we're counting down 5 Chicago sports records that will never be broken. Let's get into it. Before we start, drop in the comments which record you think is the most untouchable. We read every single one. Number 5, Sammy Sosa, 360 home run seasons. Let that sink in for a second. 3 times, Sammy Sosa hit 60 or more home runs in a single season, 66 in 1998, 63 in 1999, 64 in 2001. No player in the history of baseball has ever hit 60 home runs in a season 3 times. Not Babe Ruth, not Barry Bonds, not anyone. Now yes, the steroid era clouds this record significantly. Sosa has never been inducted into the Hall of Fame largely because of PED suspicions, but the numbers exist, they're in the record books. And in the current era of baseball, with advanced pitching, defensive shifts, and the tightest drug testing in the sport's history, nobody is hitting 60 home runs once, let alone 3 times. The all-time single-season home run record has stood since 2001. Judge hit 62 in 2022 to break the American League record, but the overall record still stands. 3 times at 60 plus, that number is never getting touched again. Number 4, the 1985 Chicago Bears defense. The 1985 Chicago Bears are widely considered the greatest defensive team in NFL history. They allowed just 198 points over the entire regular season, an average of under 13 points per game. They had 72 sacks. They held opponents to negative rushing yards in multiple games. They pitched a shutout in the Super Bowl for 3 quarters. Mike Singletary, Richard Dent, Dan Hampton, William Perry, and of course, the 46 defense designed by Buddy Ryan. What this unit did that season was so historically dominant that analysts and historians still talk about it 40 years later. In today's NFL, with pass-happy offenses, rule changes protecting quarterbacks, and the spread of offensive innovation, replicating what the 85 Bears defense did is essentially impossible. The game has fundamentally changed in ways that make that level of defensive dominance a relic of another era. That record is safe forever. Number 3, Bobby Hull, 50 goals in 50 games. In the 1961-62 NHL season, Bobby Hull of the Chicago Blackhawks became the first player in NHL history to score 50 goals in a season. He did it in style, hitting the mark in 50 games, a pace that was absolutely unheard of at the time. Hull went on to score 50 or more goals 5 times in his career with Chicago. He revolutionized the game with his slap shot, reportedly the hardest shot in hockey history at the time, and his combination of speed and power made him virtually unstoppable. In the modern NHL, scoring 50 goals in a season is extraordinarily rare. The game is faster, defenses are more sophisticated, and goaltending has evolved dramatically. Only a handful of players have hit 50 goals since the 1990s. Hull's sustained dominance with the Blackhawks, 5 50-goal seasons, is a record that no Chicago player is coming anywhere close to in the modern era. Number 2, Michael Jordan, 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs. This one almost feels unfair to include because it's so obviously untouchable. Michael Jordan won 6 NBA championships with the Chicago Bulls. 6. And in every single one of those finals, he was named the most valuable player. 6 championships. 6 finals MVPs. A perfect record. No player in NBA history has ever won the finals MVP every single time they've reached the finals. Jordan never lost an NBA finals. Not once. Three-peat, gap year, three-peat again, done, retired on top. LeBron James, widely considered Jordan's closest competitor in the GOAT debate, has been to the finals 10 times and won 4. 4 championships in 10 tries. Jordan was 6 for 6. For a Chicago Bull to even approach this record, they would need to win 6 championships and be the best player on the court in every single one. In the current era, of super teams, parity, and player movement, that's not happening. This record belongs to Chicago forever. Number 1, Ernie Banks, 512 home runs, never played a postseason game. This one is bittersweet. Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, played 19 seasons for the Chicago Cubs. He hit 512 career home runs. He won back-to-back NL MVP awards in 1958 and 1959. He is widely considered one of the greatest players in baseball history, and he never played in a single postseason game. Not one. In 19 seasons, the Cubs never once qualified for the playoffs while Banks was on the roster. Banks famously coined the phrase, "Let's play two." His love for the game was so pure, so genuine, that even years of losing couldn't diminish it. He showed up every single day with the same enthusiasm and joy, regardless of the standings. The record here isn't just the 512 home runs, it's the combination of that level of greatness sustained over 19 seasons on a team that never gave him a chance to win. In the modern era of free agency, a player of Banks' caliber would leave a losing team long before 19 seasons. He stayed his entire career out of loyalty to Chicago. That combination, Hall of Fame talent, 512 home runs, 19 seasons, 0 playoff games, is a record that can never be replicated, not because someone won't be good enough, but because the sport and the era that made it possible no longer exist. That's our list. 5 records, 5 numbers that belong to Chicago forever. Drop in the comments which one you think is the most untouchable. And if you're new here, hit subscribe. We drop new Chicago sports content right here at Chicago Sports Vault. See you next video.